When you share from authenticity, you no longer need gimmicks to grab people's attention. You can now speak, and your voice and its words carries its own weight. So hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Shelly-Ann, and I'm a certified executive high performance coach. Today's video is about the trap of being visible but exhausted and how to really reclaim your voice. This is part of my 5-part video series on leading beyond the pressure. Visible does not have to mean exhausted, and we have to change the way that we are approaching social media and our branding so it feels more aligned with the story that we are trying to tell and what we are not trying to embody in the process. So you're posting the highlight reels, you are doing the stories every single day, you are hopping on live, you are creating broadcast channels and all the things. Just stay relevant. And that is so tiring at the same time. Now, don't get me wrong, just because it feels tiring doesn't mean that you don't enjoy social media. Like for me, I absolutely enjoy social media. I enjoy sharing because I know that by me sharing, I'm helping somebody else. But what I didn't enjoy was the frequency of my share, the pressure to be online all of the time. And to make it worse, your performance on social media is starting to feel a little bit scary because every word counts. You can't make mistakes because you're probably afraid of being canceled. You're watching your words because you don't want people to be offended or to not be engaged with you. You are constantly checking in with ChatGPT to see if the caption sounds right and if it's speaking to your ideal client. And you're just kind of like in this space of, again, a lot of performance, but not really a lot of fulfillment. The process of visibility is really having you second guess yourself, and it is taking you away from ultimately who you are here to be on this earth and how you are here to express. So how can we move from an online presence that drains you, yeah, y'all, to an online presence that fills you up and keeps you motivated? Number one, stop posting to prove. Yes, I'm gonna say that again. Stop posting to prove. We are no longer in an era of proving ourselves to people on social media, especially proving ourselves to strangers. Like, can we please stop? Ask yourself, what are the behind the scenes lessons that I want to teach my audience that they wouldn't necessarily know at this level of success? What is the storytelling that I want to carry my audience through so they understand the weight of this level of success that they are witnessing? It has to be deeper than an image, because if you continue to play in the image of proving yourself to be successful and still maintaining that level of success, you're not carrying your audience on a journey. You're not carrying your audience to deeper levels of trust and connection with you. Your content and your online presence should literally be an overflow rather than just another checklist. Y'all, this changed the game for me completely when I decided to share with my audience the realities of success, the realities of leadership, and the realities of maintaining a particular image. I really took my audience's hand and took them behind the scenes of my engine of my brand. And that not only got my audience to see me as human, but it also leveled the playing field when it came to expectations, because people realized that what they were seeing in a 1-minute reel was either years of work, weeks of work, or months of work. So the second tip that I have for you to ensure that your social media isn't draining you is to set energetic boundaries with your social media. And I know that I may ruffle a couple of feathers, but y'all, this is my truth. When I share on social media, I am sharing with the intention to make my audience feel something. Not necessarily be there to engage 24/7, but to get my audience to either introspect, to become a little bit more self-aware, to stir up conversation or engagement, or to literally just reflect on where they are in their present moment. My content has to shift something inside of them, and that is generally the work of what it is I do. Anything outside of that, when it comes to social media, is an energetic boundary for me. So no, I don't need to be in DMs 24/7 responding to people. No, I do not need to respond to every single comment. One of the things that I've done is once I post, I give myself the first 20 minutes after posting to engage with anybody that comments in the first 20 minutes. After that, my phone is put down and I am on to the next thing. I am on living my life. I am offline and in my present reality. And that has significantly helped with me just getting the content done, getting the visibility out there, but not staying in the vortex and the matrix of social media. Another energetic boundary is watching what you consume with social media, right? Remember, it is a feed. And so what you are constantly scrolling through on a day-to-day has an impact on your nervous system. It has an impact on your thoughts. I don't spend a lot of time scrolling. I really enjoy social media by just posting, and 90% posting, or probably 95% posting and 5% scrolling. And the things that I scroll that I do not like or I don't enjoy, I immediately unfollow it, mute it, or remove it, block it, restrict it from my feed. And that makes my social media experience so much more enjoyable because I recognize that social media is just not about entertainment, but it's also about how you give it access to your energy. So sacred energy boundaries is going to be so critical for you enjoying social media and it not feeling draining and exhausting to you. And number 3, for us to move from performing to more authentic expression is to really ground ourselves in our authentic voice rather than in trends and noise. I really post when I feel like there is something inside of me that wants to be gifted or released to this world. I don't know if you all have ever felt that, but it's almost like you have a message. It's almost like you have something that you really want to share. And it's like you can't sit still until you curate it, you film it, you post it, and it's out into the world. Lately, I've been feeling this a lot when it comes to my creativity and my expression. That is what creates great excitement in your sharing on social media and your use of social media, because you're no longer sharing based on what will people like or what's currently trending, but you're sharing from a place of this feels really good to me, inspiring to me. It's no longer about likes, but it's more about me being comfortable with expressing from a place of truth and from a place of alignment. Y'all, I kid you not, when I started to just express myself 100% without reserve from my heart space, saying what I said, and not caring how people view that, how people receive that, there was so much more fire in my content. Some of my supporters actually recognized that. There was a shift that happened in my content. But not only that, I felt more creative. I felt more open and aligned with my imagination. I felt willing and curious about content creation and about exploring my mind and my opinions. And so when you really allow yourself to create from your authenticity rather than from your trends, you become the trend. You are the trend. You set the stage and you set the bar, and you no longer have to research or scroll to find your place on social media, because you realize you are a place, you are a niche, you are the trend. Truly, when you share from authenticity, you no longer need gimmicks to grab people's attention. You can now speak, and your voice and its words carries its own weight. People immediately listen because they can see that you're speaking from a place of authenticity, embodiment, and conviction. And that's what's been so important for me and for many of my clients lately, that we no longer muddle around in the trends and in what people are viewing, but we focus more on what are we trying to say right now? What is the thing that we have to share within our heart space? What is the thing that we need to get off our chest? What is the thing that we need to say that might be a little cringe, a little unhinged, but is so hardcore us? I honestly think that the pressure to show up on social media isn't going away, especially with the advent of artificial intelligence, with there being so much of personal brands in the domain and people making millions and billions of dollars from a personal brand. I think there is so much of content creation that is happening at a rapid pace. But listen to me carefully. There is a lot of content creation, but there isn't a lot of excellent content. And that's where you come in and you make the difference with your focus, with your intentionality, with the power of your voice, with your perspective, and with the quality of content that you produce. And so visibility isn't necessarily exhaustion. Visibility is more focus. Visibility is greater clarity. And visibility is you literally saying, I am no longer playing the content rat race. I am now intending to create content that is on my legacy making pillars and that feels very aligned with what I am here to express. And trust me, less is going to be more for somebody like you who's building their personal or leadership brand in this marketplace of social media. So here's your next step, and this is where we get a little bit accountable. I want you to pull out your social media. I want you to scroll and really have a look at maybe the last 2 weeks of your content and ask yourself, have I been performing or have I been authentically expressing? And if you have been performing, meaning constantly posting, keeping up with the Joneses, the content doesn't have the depth, the quality that you should be known for, then it is time for you to shift to authentic expression so that this thing called social media feels more fulfilling and more aligned for you. It's so easy for us to go down the rabbit hole of constantly churning out content, going, producing 5 and 6 pieces of content a day, and not realizing that we are in the rat race of burnout. And if you're ready to go deeper into this work of leadership embodiment and how to really brand yourself on social media so you don't have to be doing so much and you focus on the quality, because I know some of you have seen my social media brand, then absolutely hit the link in the description notes to learn more about my one-to-one coaching container Beyond the Peak. This is where I work with high-achieving women on their leadership, on their career and business, and really on their embodiment. So until next time, beautiful people, you are light, you are so much of love, and you are destined for greatness. See you in another video. Bye.